global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Reaction has continued to trail what happened yesterday in Abia State, precisely where two of the Nigerian army were reportedly taken out in a recent assault by UGM in Abia State. And it has caused a lot of issue. The military had already spoken up that they are going to exact enough pressure on IPOB and they will do all within their power to make sure that they finally squash the group. But guess what? Atiku has decided to speak up concerning the issue because right now, so much fear is upon the people of Southeast as a result of what happened yesterday. Don't forget that yesterday was like Biafra Day and they had give some warnings. Nobody should walk, nobody should do this and all of that. But however, unfortunately, resulted to taking out the Nigerian army, and you know what that can cause. So right now, most people have started looking at the root of the case right now. They're not talking about whether a military man was taken out, but what is the constitutive agent? What is the main reason why such a thing should happen in the Southeast? And the presidential candidate in the 2023 election under the People Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, had to speak up, and he has called on the federal government to explore possible political solution to the continued detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and Nnamdi Kanu. Don't forget that all of this issue we are seeing is because Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, and that's why we are seeing all of this. Now, the former vice president made the call while condemning the killing of some soldiers in Aba area of Abia State during Thursday's sit-at-home exercise. And I'm going to read the statement made by Atiku Abubakar, but then let's just give you an idea of what happened. 3 soldiers of the Nigerian army were reportedly taken out by this UGM, and the security officers from the 14th Brigade headquarters of the Nigerian army, Ohafia, who were attached to the 144 battalion, were tragically taken out at the army outpost located on the popular Obikabia junction of Umorala in Abaluk North local government area of the state. So Atiku Abubakar today in his handle had to express condolence to the bereaved families of the soldier, and he lamented the impact of his stay-at-home order on the conduct of the West African Examination Council WAEC exam across the Southeast. This was what he said precisely on his X platform. He says, the violence that led to the taking out of soldiers and civilians in Abia State on Thursday stands condemned. My thoughts and prayer are with the families and friends of those who may have lost a loved one. May their soul rest in peace. But even more profound is the impact of yesterday's sit-at-home in the southeast region of our country on student writing WAEC examination. The veil of the so-called UGM men hiding under cover to unleash death and mayhem must be lifted to ensure the criminal elements are separated from legitimate agitators. To this end, without prejudice to the ongoing legal process, I think the time has come to explore a possible or a political resolution to Nnamdi Kanu and other associated issues. I believe that this will diffuse the compressor cooker situation in the region. It will be a win-win for all parties. That was what he had to say right now. My colleague is in the house, and it's important we just talk about this. Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why all of this is happening. But then, Iweyanwo has spoken up yesterday that Nnamdi Kanu is not happy about what is going on there, because the essence of agitating for Biafra is not by killing people, taking out lives and all of that. What's your take on all of this? Do you think that the best is what Atiku has just suggested?
Of course, the best way to treat a problem is to get to the roots.
Yeah.
All of this all began since the very moment they discovered that Nnamdi Kanu was in detention in Nigeria and in detention. And they've been, back and forth movement on this same matter, even in the time of the former president of Nigeria, Buhari. Now is the time of Tinubu. And most Nigerians and top politicians believe that, okay, for whatever reasons, it didn't happen in the time of Buhari, but just maybe there could be some sort of political dialogue that could, take place with a new government, taking over. That quickly reminds me of Zabia. Some few hours ago, still, Alex Otti talked about the issue of Biafra Day, which happened to be on the 30th of May. Now, to make matters interesting, he's an Igbo man, of course, and those agitating for Biafra are probably Igbos, or more likely. And the fact that the thing they're talking about, he has a fair knowledge, and that was why he said that they have the right to mourn those who lost their loved ones during the so Biafra Remembrance Day is not something that should be a crime, but he's just looking at finding a way around it such that there won't be any form of loss of life, mayhem of any kind. But it's unfortunate, really, that this happened. And many Nigerians have been calling out, funny enough, and I don't know why they will be calling out Peter Obi. I don't know if Peter Obi is the president of Nigeria. I don't get it. Okay, they keep calling up. Right now, took time and started calling up Peter Obi that Peter Obi cannot condemn what is happening in Southeast. Hello, he's a human being, just like most Nigerians have refused. Just like some of those, this okay, like the governor of Lagos State, did he condemn what is happening in Abia State? It's a choice. You have whatever you want to. He has the right to choose what he condemns and what he doesn't. And they're calling him out that he will not call out his people. But anytime something happens in the north, he takes it and begins to strongly condemn. Just as Atiku will be very silent on matters that have affected the north, especially on sensitive issues like this. But he would be very bold to make mention of things that's happening in the south. It's the political thing. You have an idea, and he's just being careful. That's Peter Obi, and not to overstep his boundary, judging the fact that there are more to this case. But for someone like Nnamdi Kanu, I think he's getting closer to the fact that he may just be getting what he's looking for likes of Atiku Abubakar to look into this issue of political release. It's a good one for Nnamdi Kanu. That means top politicians are beginning to look towards outside the southeast.
Let me come in there. This issue of this UGM in the name of IPOB doing this thing, because I know that the key guys who are on ground, the likes of their secretary, forgotten that.
That's why. That's
I believe that he will come out to debunk their involvement in this, But then I'm just thinking, let me think that whoever that is spearheading this thing is doing it with the intent of still keeping him in that dungeon, because the more they do this, the more the government seems not to even show any element of interest in the thing. Or do you think that this is done so that Nnamdi Kanu will come out? Don't forget that there was an altercation in courts a few days ago, which points the same direction. That I'm not guilty. Why are you guys treating me like I'm not going to stand trial again and all of that?
Of course, you can't rule that out. In fact, most pundits, most people believe that there's more to this than meets the eyes. Okay, look at what happened to Miti Allah President Bodijo. There was this charge against him, terrorism charge against him. They ruled it out. Federal government ruled it out.
But some people were like, he didn't say anything. He didn't cause any issues. He only set up a security apparatus and all of that. And what he said there was that it's going to be used in solving insecurity issue in Nigeria. That he had never been directly involved, in causing wahala in the country. You understand?
But other people also believe that Sugbu also had similar issues.
But he was working free.
You understand? They believe that all of them are on the same set.
Yeah.
And all that. They should have just the same way you did to what is good for the goose should be good for the gander.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that if they are set Stanley Buhu free, the same thing should be meted from Nnamdi Kanu. I cannot, in all sincerity, and most Nigerians believe that those who are actually framing all this sit at home, all these violence, picket here and there, they actually be doing it deliberately, so that there will be an excuse to still keep him there. But they believe that if he's there, and this is like, imagine if he comes out, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And that probably, whoever that is doing this is doing a fine job of me giving that impression. But in all, nothing is hidden for long. At some point, something will give.
All right. A lot of people have spoken about these. Juzo Kalu also, who had been a governor, I think in that same Abia State, has decided to speak up about it, and he says that it's quite a barbaric move on the part of the UGM. He said the killing of the soldiers at a checkpoint in Abia is barbaric. The perpetrators must be identified for appropriate action. Now, the greatest fear which most Nigerians are expressing right now is the fact that this may not, the main people, the culprits themselves, may not even be touched. Maybe people that are not
most likely
guilty, because now that they have done this, they will run as far as they can. But I trust the military. Yeah, but I trust the military that when they want to do their job, I can assure you they can do it perfectly. For me, this is barbaric. This is wrong. No matter how you look at it, you understand? It's totally wrong. But then, I believe also that politicians can fix this thing once and for all, so that peace can really be restored back to the southeast. One global happenings today. We communicate.